Welcome back, everyone, to Session 2 of Season of Ghosts, looking into the secrets of the past with this campaign. Hope you all had a wonderful week, are excited to get back into it. For those of you wondering why the fog is all of a sudden red, that is an accurate representation of what you have been wading through since making it back into town. I just went ahead and added some color in between session to more accurately represent the situation you're all in.
Sounds good.
In our last session, though, our group of Folktown heroes, hopefully, we'll find out, I suppose, woke up in a clearing outside of Willowshore on the first morning of summer, following the previous day's reenactment festival where you all had been ceremoniously kidnapped, drug out into the woods to spend a peaceful evening where you would be brought breakfast as a ransom in the morning and brought back to town such to ward off any spirits from the Specterwood approaching Willowshore during the coming summer. Things so far have not gone according to plan. Instead, you all woke up in a completely different part of the woods, with the mats and blindfolds much more decayed and gross than you remembered being trussed up in, fighting a few centipedes that, while the size was normal, them speaking and wishing to eat the various parts of your body most definitely was not normal. Thankfully, they were all defeated, but as your injuries wept blood that began to infuse the very fog around you, blinding you past a few hundred feet, you gradually made your way back to Willowshore, where you found the town's guardian statue, Ugly Cute, missing in action with his lantern unlit, as well as a few of the town guard at the nearest watchtower dead on the ground, having seemingly been poisoned to death in a fight against some Mitflit Jinkins and the pet snakes they had with them. The one remaining town guard let you all know that seemingly these creatures infiltrated soon after midnight last night, and she has been hearing screams throughout the town for the better part of the night into the morning. Unsure what you guys would find, you made your way into the town itself, passing the partially destroyed buildings, the corpses and bloodstains on the ground, and made your way towards Rook's house, hoping to find any of the supplies he may have left behind, as well as check in on his tribe mates. Instead, you found the tribe mates all missing, and upon entering the building, Gaius was the first to notice what appeared to be dozens upon hundreds of tiny spiders crawling out rapidly from underneath Rook's bed. We are picking up the session today directly with one of these spider swarms crawling out from under the bed towards you all. It is going to use its first action to stride right over here, share a space with Gaius and Ko, I believe that's how we're going to refer to you.
Yeah.
All right. And I'm going to need the both of you to each give me 2 reflex saves, please. There's one action to bite you each.
Hidden?
Public. All rolls in combat, aside from like stealth rolls and seek checks, will pretty much always be public. Very nice. And Gaius, there is a button in chat you can actually hit.
That's right. Sorry about that.
Modifiers, no worries. The first roll is a success for both of you, so you'll each take half damage from this first bite. But then I will need you both to make that save one more time, as it is one action to bite every creature in the spider's space. That is fails for both of you. I don't know if you would like to hero point them or just take the damage.
I'll just take the damage.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Sounds good. So you'll both take full damage here, for a full 5 points of damage. But since you did fail your saves, the venom from the spiders will begin to course through your veins. I will need a fortitude save from both of you. As all of you hear dozens of tiny voices.
Yay, flesh, food.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'll keep the roll.
All right. Ko, you are completely fine. Gaius, however, you will go ahead and take 3 points of poison damage and become enfeebled, giving you a penalty to all of your strength-based rolls for a little bit. As the venom just courses through you, you feel that your blood sort of pulse for a moment, and you feel a sense of weakness. But you're up, Gaius.
Well, let's see here. I'll step out of the same space as them.
Sure.
We'll then exploit vulnerability.
Sounds good. All right. Looking at these creatures, yeah, definitely has a mortal weakness on these guys to area damage.
Make sure that you hit multiple and don't get bit. And
Alright.
I will go ahead and strike at it.
Go for it. That is just barely a hit because you are flanking with Rook with that positioning.
Ooh.
Yay, I'm helping.
It's your own house, Rook. Get in there.
I don't like the
Not
house
more.
that much.
I'm out.
All right, 5 points of damage, plus a bit extra because of your exploit vulnerability. However, you do notice with how many there are and how tiny they are, it's very hard to properly slash them. They end up resisting slashing damage, it seems, a decent amount. Simply because there's just not very much to slash.
Right. And that is my turn.
All right. Ko, you're up.
Alrighty. Okay, this effectively makes me not in the same spaces as he is if they try and jump on top of both of us.
Yep.
And I will use a focus point to cast my rejuvenating flame spell.
Nice.
I'm just effectively gonna hit Gaius and the creatures.
Sure. If you go to place the cone, I'm not sure.
Yeah, there we go.
But you can hold Control or Shift and scroll the scroll wheel on your mouse, and it will rotate it. And as a quick FYI, cones should always come from the corner of your space.
Oh, okay.
But I believe that still gets the two of them just fine. So, go ahead. Let's roll reflex save on the spiders, which they will just barely succeed for half damage.
Alright, damage.
All right.
3 fires. The healing rolled separately, or just...
Healing. Yes. So if you hit that 1d4 button up top, there you go. That'll be 4 health back to you, guys.
Yep. And my blood magic effect, I'll give Gaius 1 temporary hit point,
Okay.
and he also gets the rejuvenating flames effect on him.
Yep. So +1 status bonus to saves against, or to fortitude saves for 1 minute. Very nice.
Very useful.
All right. That will bring us to Kuromori. You're up.
Right. Assuming since I can't highlight Lanko, that's because he's out of sight of me.
Yes, correct. You cannot really see into the building from where you are at the moment.
Okay, that's fine. Can I possibly do a religion check to see if the swarm has the unholy trait? Or is
That would fall
something
under
else?
recall knowledge, I think.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, if you want to target the swarm and go ahead and recall knowledge, you're more than welcome to.
All right. Oop, that's not what I meant to do. There we go. Oop.
From what you can hear inside, while they are chattering like real people, or at least speaking a little bit like people, similar to the centipedes, you don't think that these creatures would be unholy in the sense that they would carry that trait. More so that, again, they're being sort of influenced by something. But it's not enough to realistically give them the unholy trait.
Okay. I am going to move away from the door so we're not all clustered up.
Sure.
And I'm going to put my spear away.
Okay. Did you want to switch it out for anything else, or just putting it away?
Yeah, well, it's an action to stow it, so I wouldn't
With
have
the
any actions
remaster,
left.
they updated the action so you
did they?
can draw, store, or
Hey.
switch an item for another one, all as one action.
All right, well, then I will switch to my club.
Sounds good. All right. That one's to Cyan's turn.
Right. Can I recall knowledge on the creatures even though I'm kind of outside the building?
Yeah, I'd say you can. I don't know why it's not letting you see them, but you can realistically see them from where you are. I think it's just you have to be right up on the door to see them.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do recall knowledge and try to assess what these creatures' immunities are.
Sure. Yeah, as far as you can tell, this is what we call a swarm-type creature. So it's a bunch of tiny ones as opposed to one large creature. Because of that, creatures like this are sort of immune to precision damage.
Oh no.
Simply because of how many there are. They're also generally immune to the grabbed and restrained conditions, just because, again, there's so many of them. Similarly, you can't really knock them prone. And any mental effect that you would want to target them with, you have to be able to target every single creature in it with that mental effect, because they're a swarm. So, like, a single target demoralize wouldn't do anything. If you had a spell that was a 10-foot AoE that would grab the entire creature's space, though, that would still affect it.
Yeah, they can't be grabbed, they can't be turned prone, and precision damage is not gonna be working for them, so that's boohoo for me. I'm gonna try though, and I'm gonna shoot them with my bow and arrow.
Yeah, go for it.
Do I get? Oh, can they be off guard then?
They can be off guard to you.
Yep.
However, I am going to give them lesser cover, simply because so many of them are sort of around the wall from you.
That's fair. Although I can still target them from
Yes,
here,
you
though,
can.
right?
Yep.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, because they are in this space right here, and you can absolutely see that.
Yep. Alright.
Very nice. That is an exact crit,
Nice.
even with the cover from your off guard.
Jeez.
Ooh.
So part of it is precision damage, I think.
It is immune to it, so it does not take that. It is also, similarly to the issue with the slashing damage, you notice that, there's so many of them, there's only so much space to actually pierce them with an arrow. So
Right.
while you manage to get an amazing shot and take out a massive chunk of them with one shot, they still seem to resist it pretty heavily.
Doesn't mean I wouldn't try my best. And I'm gonna strike again.
Sure. Great thing about things like resistances, immunities, and weaknesses in Foundry, the damage buttons in chat will automatically take those into account.
Nice.
Cool. Oh, this one's gonna miss.
That unfortunately will not hit.
I
It also
tried.
would not be off guard 2 anymore, I don't believe.
Yep. Only for that turn.
Only for, is it for the full turn or just your next attack? I always forget. It's against all of the attacks until the start
yeah.
of your next turn.
Exactly.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm
Alright.
staying put. End turn.
Sounds good. Unfortunately, for those of you inside the cabin, that was not the only swarm of spiders
Yep.
underneath
I knew
the
it.
bed.
And he said one of the.
Yep, I heard that too.
swarms.
There's 2.
Man, y'all more paranoid than I am. It's amazing.
There's so many spiders.
Rook, why do you have spiders in your home?
I think these spiders.
I'm sorry for your loss, Rook. You're gonna have to rebuild.
I didn't know your clan are spiders.
It's just like burn it all down.
They might have all gotten changed into spiders. You don't know.
Oh,
I would
no.
burn my house down if this happened to me.
We're killing your people.
No.
Guys, with the spider's second action, they're going to swarming bite you. I do need another reflex save, please. Ooh. So
I
you can-
will re-roll that one.
All right. Or you can take it and gain a free hero point.
No.
Don't listen to that
Time.
devil on your
Did you hear
shoulder.
the evil in his voice?
It's a trap. Don't do it.
It's a trap.
Y'all have no faith in me.
I'll still fail, but it's not
Yes.
a crit fail,
Yeah.
so I'll take that.
Also, if you want, there is a way to auto use your hero points. If you right-click that roll in chat that you did, you got a couple options, and one of them is to re-roll using a hero point,
Oh.
which will re-roll
okay.
it, tell you the better result, or the new one at least, and auto-subtract 1 from your character sheet. It's very
Okay.
nice.
That is good to know.
But in the meantime, it will deal 5 points of damage to you. However, since you are already poisoned by them, you are not going to have to make another save against their venom. Instead, the spiders are then going to use their last action to walk over. Actually, no. They're going to... what's their move speed? They're
They'll
just
just
going to come
Voltron
outside.
into a bigger swarm.
Nah, they're going to come running outside at some people, filtering out past the first spiders to get a whole bunch of people in it themselves.
A
That's
suspicious
unfortunate.
mind says he's making room for a third swarm in the building.
Oh.
Rook, you're up.
You know what? Rook does not have any area of effect attacks.
What a shame.
Neither do I.
Let's, alright, I'm gonna
We're gonna build
daze.
some bombs in our downtime.
I'm gonna daze the one that we've been attacking.
It'd be really
Okay.
killer if you moved, Rook.
By the way, you have your roll settings to private or blind right now, I believe.
Oh, sorry about that.
No worries. Now, keep in mind, this is sort of what Cyan figured out with a mental effect. Unless you can get the entire swarm in it, it won't be affected. So since Daze only targets a single creature, they would just be immune to it, because you'd be targeting one out of dozens of spiders.
Oh, it doesn't even do damage?
Yeah, they're just completely immune to mental effects that don't target the entire swarm.
Oh, gotcha, okay.
Yeah. So you can take those actions back, since you would be aware of that.
Well, unfortunately, the only other thing I have is needle darts, which I think requires metal, which I don't believe I have on me at the moment.
You can always cast needle darts without having metal, because, like, realistically, do you have a coin on your person?
Yeah.
Sold.
Oh, okay. We'll go ahead and do that then.
Right. It's more if you wanted to use any precious metals, you would have to use that. But I always say, like, as long as you've got any coin on your person, you can shape it into needle darts. I'm also not going to charge you for it.
You always have silver.
I'm not sure. I tried to target the guy, but for whatever reason won't stay targeted.
So, there you go.
Here we go.
Yeah. I'd also assume, Rook, you're sort of the tinkerer, almost. It would be reasonable to say you've always got some scrap on your person, wouldn't it?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Did it not? There we go.
There you go. Yeah, you got to choose the version you're using. Since
Gotcha.
It is based off of the metal you use, and then go ahead and roll that
Do I
attack.
click attack, or?
Yes. That'll just barely hit. Go ahead and roll damage. 5 points of piercing damage. Unfortunately, because of their resistance to piercing, while you do skewer a few spiders, it's not quite enough to finish off the swarm.
And you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and shield up.
Smart. All right, go ahead and give yourself that effect. And then, last but not least for the turn, that'll bring us to Buckthorn.
Unfortunately, you stayed in the spot, so I can't attack both of them with an area effect without hitting you, Rook.
Go for it, man.
And don't forget to actually grab your shield effect.
Do I click and drag? I can't remember how to.
Just drag it from.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. Perfect. Yeah, I'll leave,
Yeah, I knew you were gonna do that. I've got my shield up, so I can potentially absorb some.
Fair enough. Because I think with the door open there, although I can't really see in the room, if I angle my area attack right, I can hit both of them without hitting anybody but you.
Let's see you do it.
So this would be Hail of Splinters. So how do I rotate it again? What button do I hold?
Hold Control or Shift and scroll your mouse wheel. Control is a much lower increment. Shift will do it in like 15-degree angles.
Because I think I can't see the door when this is open, so it's hard for me to tell.
Massive cone.
Yeah, but I can, if I angle it from my corner starting here, that should hit both of the swarms without hitting anybody but Rook.
That is absolutely correct, yeah.
So that is what I will do.
All right, so everyone's going to have to make a reflex save. So, Rook, you'll have to make that reflex save too.
And here is the damage. It's not a ton of damage, but I know they're vulnerable to area effects, so...
And Rook, there was a button in chat you can use as well. There will almost always be a button that pops up when abilities and spells are used that you can just click, and it'll auto apply any bonuses or penalties you have and tell you whether you succeed or not.
Would that have been the DC 17 basic?
Yes.
Oh,
Yep,
okay.
that is exactly it.
Fortunately, you will fail.
All right, so I'll do my shield block thing. How do I activate that? Do I click and drag, or?
Hit the block button in the damage and chat, and then hit damage.
Not a lot, but I think they're vulnerable to all of it. So.
They are. Let me go ahead and roll some reflex saves for them. All right, we'll start with the near-death one. It will roll a regular success for half damage, which it is still alive, unfortunately. And
even with the vulnerability?
Even with the vulnerability, because it's still piercing damage that they resist. Their weakness to area damage is the same as their resistance to piercing. So they effectively just canceled each other out. And the one that is outside will fail for full damage.
Awesome.
You'll go ahead and gain your Impulse Junction.
Yep, which is just one temporary hit point right now.
And Rook, unfortunately, since you use shield block, your shield explodes and breaks, and you cannot cast a spell again for another 10 minutes.
Does he still take bleed if he blocked all the physical damage from that?
He does still take bleed, I believe. me check on that. Thank you.
I don't know how it works, so it doesn't really describe it in the ability.
Because persistent damage is just a different damage type than everything else. It's not really something you can immediately block.
I will then use channel elements to
Up your
regain my kinetic aura.
sounds good. It didn't automatically take off your aura when you use the impulse. That has to be manually taken off, unfortunately.
Fair enough. I clicked it off so I don't have double effect.
Yeah. For a moment, just looking up damages. Because it would make sense that you would not take it, since you managed to entirely block the physical damage. You're not bleeding then. But let me just check just to be certain.
I should just use my fucking elemental blast because it does bludgeoning instead of piercing. That's what I should have done, but I didn't know that that would be like that.
Yeah, creatures that have weaknesses and resistances apply everything to what they take. Well, bleed damage ends automatically if you're at full hit points, so we're just gonna say you're not bleeding, Rook.
I'm totally okay with that.
Yeah, I think effectively you have to take some damage to start bleeding, and when you're healed to full, you are no longer bleeding, so we'll say you do not take bleed there.
And I'll end my turn.
Alright, sounds good. Ko, you put yourself up against a shelf, right?
Yep.
Alright, cool. Could you go ahead and give me a reflex save, please?
Oh boy.
As you hear laughter coming from the wall behind you, and all of a sudden the shelf with everything on it tips forward towards your back. That is a success, so the good news is you will take half damage here. Which is very good, because it's 19 damage.
Oh my gosh.
I'm down, I believe.
Oof. You all hear the laughter ring out now throughout the empty space from something you can't see, but watch as the shelf topples into Ko, and as he tries his best to dodge out of the way and mostly gets it, it still kind of traps his legs and sends him crashing to the ground, and he does not immediately get up. That is going to bring us to this swarm again. That is... Let's roll to see who it's going after. D6 of Doom. First things first, Gaius, since you were poisoned, actually, at the top of your turn, I will need you to give me another save versus the next stage of the poison.
Okay.
Ooh, very nice.
Very nice.
You managed to fully overcome the poison, such that it no longer runs through your veins. This swarm of spiders is going to go crawling out here, and Buckthorn, I am going to need 2 reflex saves from you, please.
Sure
I'm
thing.
going to use a full 2 actions to make swarming bites against you. Oh, entirely unaffected by the first one. Very nice.
And here is the second.
Very nice. Alright, you will take half damage from this second one and no damage from the first. So just 3 points of damage to you.
Whoa.
Alright. At the end of its turn, the spider will go ahead and take 1 point of bleed damage. It is still just... There's like 2 spiders left. but it does manage to overcome the bleeding as just a few of them bled out. And Gaius, we're back to you. Spiders are no longer in the house with you, but you can hear that laughter ringing out. Whatever is causing furniture to fall over is still in here.
Oh. I wish I had the lantern right now. Not gonna lie.
What a shame.
Man, that lantern's so good. I will. Let's see if I even can do that. I will try to get out
Okay.
of the house. And I will then strike the one that's already hurt.
Sounds good. Ooh, that'll absolutely hit.
Hopefully this is enough to deal with it.
That will be more than enough to destroy the final few spiders from that swarm running around.
I will then do exploit vulnerability on the other one.
Sure. And just as an FYI, because you did Mortal Weakness, that creature was already suffering from your Mortal Weakness because it was the same type of creature as the swarm.
No, that's it's for that target only. It's a feat to make it everything of the same type.
That is not how that works. That is just a property of Mortal Weakness specifically. This damage affects the target of your exploit vulnerability as well as any other creature of the exact same type, but not other creatures with the same weakness.
Yeah, I think the feat is the weakness.
Yeah.
When you apply the personal antithesis, I think then it affects all creature types.
Personal
With the
antithesis.
feat, with the
only,
feat,
yeah.
yeah.
Feat will give you multiple on either weaknesses or personal antithesis, I'm not certain.
Okay.
But exploit vulnerability as is, if you do mortal weakness, will affect the same creature types.
Okay. But it's not would it still count as me having the exploit vulnerability on that target?
Your exploit vulnerability target is still technically this one. It's just this swarm would also be suffering from your mortal weakness.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna try to change the target then.
Sure. That is a-okay. Unfortunately, a failure for you. So, you just get personal antithesis against it.
Right. I do. I also forgot to put checkmark the implement's empowerment on, so I'll do that now, and that's my turn.
Alright.
Oh, and then I will just mention Ko is down inside.
Buck can see him through the door. Buck's going in after him if nobody else does. He's not afraid of no ghosts.
Mori, you're up.
Oop, that's not meant to do. Oh, I can actually see in here. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I will run in, and I will say a prayer to Tsukio, and tell Ko that it's not his time to die.
Alright.
It's like do a 2-action heal on him.
Very nice. A full 13 health back to you, Ko.
Oop, I didn't target him.
That's okay.
Oops.
Thanks for healing my spiders.
No.
Ooh.
That's all my actions.
All right. That will bring us to your turn, Cyan.
All right. Can I get flanking with Rook if I step back
Not with
one?
Rook, unfortunately. Rook cannot grant flanking since he's within the creature space. However, if you moved there and then
Yeah.
Rook moved there, that would give him flanking. You could also move
Uh-oh.
directly to here and have flanking with Gaius right now.
Okay, I'll do
I think
that.
right here you flank with Kuramori anyway. But...
Oh,
Oh,
yes, that
where-
would flank with Kuramori. I forgot he was there.
Where is Kuromori?
He's inside.
Oh, okay.
That's why.
Got it.
The roof
Alright.
doesn't go see through unless you're right on the door or inside the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, making it difficult a little bit. Yeah, I'm stepping one step here to flank with Kuromori.
All right.
Which makes this creature flat, off guard
Off
to me.
guard.
And
Terminology so difficult with the remaster.
Yeah. And I am using my rapier
All right.
for the first time.
Sounds
Yeah, I think I need to draw it first and then strike.
realistically, would you have had it out at the beginning of the fight?
He uses his bow earlier.
I use my bow and arrow, so
Right,
it would
so
have been
yes,
sheathed.
You
Yep.
would have to either switch it or just draw it with one hand.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
All right.
And striking.
Go for it. Whew.
Whew.
All right.
Ha.
Nat 20. Nicely done.
Awesome.
All
Another
right.
25 points that
Goodness
will be
gracious,
reduced.
that is a definitely heavily injured swarm of spiders to you.
I'm gonna try. And turn.
All right. That will bring us back to the spider swarm's turn. And with where it is, unfortunately, it has a space where it can get 3 people at once. So it will use one action to move. And then for its second action, I'm going to need Rook, Buckthorn, and Gaius to all give me a reflex save. Hero points or keeping it as is?
Can I? Oh no, this is a
Oh.
save. I can't block, right?
Correct.
Oh, I'll be fine.
Hold on. I also may have something.
You can actually, if your shield was raised, Buckthorn, you could shield block it.
But I didn't use that action,
Ah,
so
no, you
It
do
did
not have a shield
move.
raised.
It did move. I will implement interruption it.
Okay. Yeah, so you could have interrupted it as it moved towards you. Ooh,
I missed it.
unfortunate.
actually, you know what? I'll hero point it because I already have 3, so I might as well make space for
Sure.
potential earning another one.
Hey, that turns it into a success for you.
Yeah, all right.
So, from this action, Gaius, you'll take full damage. Rook and Buckthorn, you'll both take half damage here. A total of 6 on the roll. Alright, and Gaius, since you were the person who failed, I know you just overcame the venom, but unfortunately you're going to have to save against it again. Just barely a failure, I'm so sorry. You are going to, once again, take just a flat 3 poison damage. Oh, yes.
I'm going to take it.
Okay.
I am down.
Oh! You all watch as the bites go into Gaius and he collapses on the ground. This might be a bit rough for you guys, and I apologize, but I need you, Rook and Buckthorn, to make one more reflex save. Since you are still in its area.
I don't want to re-roll that. I don't have a whole lot of HP.
I'll take it.
And Gaius, could you give me the save as well, please?
No.
I'll keep it.
Gaius, you with us?
Yes.
You were in the space of the spider swarm, so I do need one more reflex save from you, please.
Okay. I thought I was downed and didn't...
You are unconscious. You've still got to make saves, though.
Oh, no.
And that's part of why.
No,
Dying
no.
3.
Now,
No.
that'll automatically put you at dying 3. You've got a couple options here. You could re-roll that if you really want to. You could also spend all of your hero points, which you have at least one, so you can do this, to heroic recovery and just wake up at 1 hit point. Instead, you could also just take the damage and see if someone heals you before it gets around to your turn or taking damage again.
I want to at least get one more...
I will act
Save.
before. I will act before it gets to that.
I'll just take it for now.
Sounds good.
Because I should have at least one more roll
Yes.
that I could hero point.
Yeah. And even if you fail that roll, you've always got the hero point to heroic recovery.
Yeah.
I have a potion as well, and my fresh produce.
Fresh
Oh, it's
potions.
Just toss the potion at me and crack it over my head. It works.
All right. So Buckthorn and Rook, you're going to take full damage here. Gaius, you're going to take double damage from this.
How does he take damage?
You just hit the damage button and it'll automatically increase his dying value.
I think I already did that, didn't it?
It did not just on the failed save.
Oh, okay.
It should have increased it by 2 because that was a crit failure, but I got you there. All right, and Rook and Buckthorn, since both of you failed here, I do need a fortitude save from the two of you against the venom.
This is my best save.
Gaius, you did not have to make that save again because you were already suffering from the venom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you're already affected by it, you don't have to make another save. It is only if you are currently at stage 0 of a poison do you have to make the save again. So
Take your poison elsewhere. I'm a plant creature.
you are just barely unaffected, Buckthorn, but Rook, you will unfortunately take 3 points of poison damage and become enfeebled as the venom courses through your veins and makes you feel quite unwell. But that'll bring us to your turn, Rook, as the spider swarm is going to take 3 points of bleed damage. Roll a recovery check, and nat 1 it, not overcome the bleed. Pity I'm not using villain points on these guys.
I'm only seeing one dead spider swarm. Where's the other one? Did it?
It's
Underneath
over.
a bunch of people.
It's right here. It's sharing the space with Gaius, Rook, and myself.
It's,
oh god. Okay.
Yeah, it's a bit heavy now.
You know what? I think I'm
Yeah, it's been eating you. That's why you're so hurt.
Yeah, we're just gonna do that.
Just keep saying hi to them. They're so friendly. It's all of your neighbors, Rook. Why are you running away from them?
No particular reason.
That's a hit. Go ahead and roll damage. They're just trying to welcome you home. That's such a rude way to show your thanks. There's only a few of them left. Look, there's Gip right there. He's waving at you, can't you see?
I'd wave back, but I'm sure the physical exertion would kill me at this point.
Oh, you're up. You come back to consciousness on the ground as the magic heals you.
Okay. I believe crawl is just 5 feet, right?
Correct. You can also
Gets
just
me
stand
away
up
from
if
the
you'd like.
shelf. I'm gonna crawl here, hopefully
Alright.
getting away from the shelf. And then I'm gonna look at the spider swarm and snap my fingers and cast ignition on them.
Okay. Note that you will take a -2 because you are prone. That will automatically be calculated in your attack roll, though. And I am going to give the Spider Swarm lesser cover just because there's Kuromori and the wall and a bunch of your friends right around it and in the way.
Okay. Nah, I'm gonna hero point.
Sure. A much better roll. That does in fact hit.
Yeah.
Nicely
Nice.
8
All
fire
right.
damage.
Kill it.
done. With no resistance to fire damage, that is going to be the end of the spiders.
There's some sort of ghost in here.
All right.
Stay away from the shelves.
Oh, that's a back door.
Buckthorn, you're up.
Well, so I don't think I've been looking at this. Unfortunately, I don't think that I can, because it requires I think it requires an interact from the other person. I don't know that I can feed somebody fresh produce to wake him up.
I say you absolutely can. If you spawn it with one action, then use your second action to just force it down his throat. Or I don't know, just
Okay.
like squish it into his forehead. That works.
Then I will spend. I'm gonna just do some fresh produce this turn, so because I'm gonna wake Gaius up
Sounds good.
with this, and then I will. This is the HP, and then I'm force feeding that to you guys, so you can click the apply healing to yourself.
All right. So Gaius heals 5.
And then I'm gonna eat it myself. Another one.
So
I'm gonna
fresh-
use my action. Yeah.
Produce only generates a single berry, if I am reading it properly.
Oh yeah, and it takes an interact for me to also eat it. So
Yes.
instead of that, I'm actually just going to move into the room. I have fun trying to find this ghost.
Sure. And Gaius, go ahead and give yourself that fresh produce effect as well, getting resistance to void damage for the next 10 minutes or so.
So I'm gonna move. Oh wait. There we go. Now let's see if this works.
There you
There
go.
we go.
All right. That brings us back to the poltergeist toppling furniture, and they're just
Oh,
going to
boy.
continue laughing. This loud, echoing laugh that resounds throughout the room, but they don't seem to be doing anything at the moment. So, Kuromori, you're up.
Let's see if I can pull this off. I can. All right. I'm gonna run outside over to the rook here,
Mhm.
and I am going to do some battle medicine.
All right.
Oh,
And
please
just
don't
use
force
the,
feed me anything.
Just use the
I'm
tree
not-
wounds macro for that,
Oh, okay.
because there isn't
Do I-
really a battle medicine button.
Okay.
Do I click that or does he click that?
No,
He does
that's-
all the rolling. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
You'll just need to roll the healing, or take the healing.
Just as soon as I find it. There we go.
Yeah, it should be in the basic action macros. Might be under
Need to select.
exploration.
Yeah. Give me a weird message here. Let's try it again.
Nope, it's
Oh,
under
there we go.
encounter.
Treat wounds. I'm doing DC 15.
A success, very nice, and it'll auto roll the healing. So you
Alright.
get 10 health back, Rook.
Oh, sweet Jesus, that's amazing.
I will put
Very
that
nice.
battle medicine immunity on you, since that is a different effect from the treat wounds immunity.
I can't wait till next level when I can effectively use actions like that. Because right now I'm terrible at it because I need natural medicine or whatever that is that
Yeah.
lets me use nature instead of medicine.
Well, you literally took me from the brink of death to like almost full HP, so.
Yeah.
We have still little
Prince
hit
will-
points, right? Or
The prince is not calling your soul today, Rook.
Kuromori, you've got one action left if you'd like to do anything with it.
Oh, is that one? Oh, right. That is right. I guess I'll run back inside to help deal with the poltergeist.
Okay.
Can-
Then Cyan, you're up. Now, I should
Right.
also mention, I think, that this poltergeist is less a creature and more a hazard. Is everyone familiar with how hazards work in Pathfinder?
Nope.
Nope.
Fantastic.
Yeah, you would usually use like a skill check to
Correct.
try and figure out how to disable it.
So, yes, some haunts, or some hazards, I should say, can be just destroyed. Those are things that are more like mechanical traps. This falls more under, and you'd learn this through a recall knowledge, the haunt type of hazard, which deals with spirits and whatnot. So, typically, you'd want to recall knowledge to try and figure things out about them. And then there's a number of different skills you can potentially use to disable these haunts. I've got a couple already, but you guys can also come up with your own ideas on how you would like to try and disable different hazards based off of what they are. It takes 2 actions to attempt to disable a device, is a specific action you're using. So,
Oh.
basically,
does
you want
that-
to figure out what it is, and maybe even where it is if need to, and then you need 2 actions to attempt to disable it. If it's not something that can just be, like, physically destroyed.
Got
Probably
it.
the best one suited for it.
Are we still in the initiative order at the
We
moment?
are, yep.
Okay.
Guys, you should remove the dying from yourself though. Like you're still like grayed out, but you're not actually dying anymore.
They are not dying. They are simply wounded, enfeebled, and prone.
Oh, maybe it's because I moved away when it happened. Because he's still grayed out with a skull for me.
You might have to
On
refresh.
the turn
The
order.
skull is from the spider swarms that you're seeing.
There's 2 skulls. There's a little one and a big one, but I think maybe it's just because of I moved into the house.
Yeah, you haven't seen me stand back up probably or something.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It might just be Foundry being weird.
That might just be Foundry being weird because I'm not seeing a smaller skull on my end.
You might just have to refresh.
Yeah,
It could also just be a line of sight thing.
it shouldn't be, but who knows anymore?
I saw the same thing and I just hit refresh. No, it's still there. Weird. Okay.
Very odd.
Alright, I am stepping in.
Okay.
There you go, I see I see the house now.
Huzzah! You see everything.
Ah. I see everything. And then yeah, can I do either I don't know, recall knowledge or seek? Does that work as
Yeah,
well?
you could attempt to seek here. Absolutely.
Yeah. Hold on, let me check which ones. Yeah, kind of the same. So I'm gonna seek.
Okay. Recall knowledge is what will give you ideas on how it could be disabled, but seek will let you know where it is, so that's a good thing as well.
Yep. There's a macro for it, I think.
Yes,
yeah,
it should
there
be
you
in
go.
basic action macros. Very nice. Yeah, you can see the vague outline of what looks to be a humanoid creature sort of half phased into the wall over by these shelves at the moment.
Half-phased. And then I think it's also an action to point this out to everyone.
I
right?
typically say you can point out as part of the seek action. I know that point out is its own specific action. I
Yeah.
think that's silly though.
Okay, that's good. Thank you
So-
for that. Yeah, I'm gonna point it out, especially to the 3 that's inside who could see. It's right over the far corner here. And I am just gonna recall knowledge for my 3rd action to see how to potentially disable the
Sounds good.
poltergeist.
Unfortunately, you taking a look at it, you've heard stories about spirits, and you know the 8 practices here in Willowshore, but when it comes to actually dealing with a spirit,
Not
at
my
this moment in
expertise.
time, it's sort of escaping you.
It's over there, but I don't know what to do with it. You guys figure it out. And I will end my. Oh.
Oh, I see why it was saying Gaius was skulled out for you guys. Does that end
Yeah.
your turn?
Yep, I'll end my turn.
All right, then Gaius, you're up. You are currently prone on the ground, surrounded by spider corpses.
The taste of fresh produce in your mouth.
All right, standing up with 1 action.
Produce a spider.
You are muted at the moment, by the way, Gaius, if you were talking. I'm not sure if you are or not. I just wanted to let you know.
I was. So I was stand, move,
Uh-huh.
and then was I conscious when I overheard that there was? Well, I was in the room when it happened.
Correct. Yeah, you saw this shelf get pushed over, and you were conscious when Cyan pointed sort of at like this wall and said it's over there.
So I will recall knowledge
Sure.
to see if I can like exercise the spirit.
Absolutely.
I don't know if that rolls.
You are targeting yourself, by the way, right now.
Oh.
But with that roll, you absolutely do. Yeah, keep in mind, when you're recalling knowledge, unless it's against a specific creature, try to not be targeting anything. Otherwise, it will only show me the skill relevant to that creature and not all of your skills.
Yeah, I targeted myself to put the fresh produce on when I was in the body of the other creature.
You've got a couple quick ideas on how this could be dealt with. One, you think that, like, if you worked to just hold the furniture upright that it tries to topple, ruining its fun might get it to leave you alone. And that would fall more under athletics. But if you wanted to specifically sort of, like, exercise the creature, that could fall under religion, or you could even maybe try occultism to, like, sort of interrupt the spirit's ability to exert influence over physical matter. Those would be the easiest checks to make. But you can always try other ideas if you have them.
Well, I will relay that information.
All right.
Make sure to keep all the furniture where it is. That might help. And then that's my turn. So
You're also fairly certain that if you're not up against a wall, it probably won't be able to push anything over onto you.
Okay, and stay away from the walls.
Noted.
Rook, that brings us to you.
All right, I know I was kind of far away. Was I able to like get that information as well, or was I too far away to kind of hear that?
How loudly were you sharing that information, guys?
Say that again?
How loudly were you being when you shared that information? Were you, like, shouting it to make sure everyone could hear you, or just saying it to those you could see?
Since I know there's someone outside, I will try to shout it so that if he decides to enter, he can stay away from the wall.
Then yeah, absolutely, Rook, you heard it.
Okay. Let's see. I'll move to the door. If I wanted to, so if I know this is a spirit, do I have to make a roll to, like, figure out that I could use occultism to try and figure it out, or could I just instinctually, like, try and utilize occultism to do that?
You can always try it. Gaius also just shouted out that you could do it.
Okay.
By the way, you cannot share a space at the end of your movement with an ally, fortunately.
Oh, I didn't even see that person there.
Yeah.
Let's see. Can I see? I can't, like, physically see him because of
into
Foundry.
the building enough to I'd say you can attempt to do it from there.
Okay. And who do I target or not target?
No need to target anything. Just go ahead and roll a check you'd like to roll.
And how do I untarget this thing? Because I feel like I have this.
Just hover over and hit T again.
Aha.
And that untargets whatever you're targeting.
And is this an occult roll or is this a recall knowledge roll?
This would fall directly under occultism as you are trying to disable a device now. Unless you are trying to realize that you find ways to use occult, that would be recall knowledge. But if you're directly trying to stop it now with the disable action, that would just be the flat occult roll.
Do you want me to make this blind or?
Nope, this can be public.
Alright guys, don't judge me. This is the only thing I'm good at.
Don't say that, it's really
Oh my
embarrassing when
god,
you
why'd I
fail.
say it? Alright, I'm a hero roll that because no.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's better.
A much better roll. As you tap into the occult magics that you've become so prevalent in recently, you can distinctly not see but feel the presence of the spirit inside your home that is making a mess of things purely for its own amusement. And you can sort of see the threads of magic that connect it to the material realm that allow it to exert influence on things. And with a quick swipe of your hand in deep focus, you watch those threads sever. And you hear, only you, not the rest of you, but you hear a quick wail before the spirit looks at you, glares, and then vanishes from sight. That will be the end of that encounter. Well done, everyone.
Is it gone?
So many pests in the Ruck's house. What has become of this village?
Oh, that was fun.
Ruck's gonna
Kiramori
like
will probably
stomp on these spiders as he walks in for good measure.
Kiramori will probably say a prayer to Tsukio to guide that spirit that was haunting this place to pass on to the graveyard.
All right.
Buck trying to be upbeat will look at Rook and say, I can make you a hanger so furniture won't fall from the wall. And he just makes wood appear that would hook, like a piece of wood appear that would help him hook the shelves to the wall better.
Rook's gonna kind of look around and he's kind of half pay attention to everybody, but he's like immediately just starts rummaging around everything that's left to see if there's like anything of use left over or if, there's anything of note.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
I need a few minutes and I begin refocusing.
Sure.
I'm just going to eat some fresh produce of my own because I need it.
Fair enough.
Did you say perception checks are usually blind?
Yes,
Just
please. Yeah. Okay. Unless I say otherwise, please always make perception blind.
I do need a little assistance with
Guys, looks hurt.
these wounds.
Yeah, I can tend to his wounds.
Yeah.
As soon as I stop clicking wrong. Yeah, so since Ko is refocusing, I'll spend those 10 minutes to treat wounds on guys.
Sure. Doing that as your refocus activity.
Yeah,
And just... Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, like I don't really have a refocus. Nope. I'm gonna reroll that. Got 2 hero points still.
Ooh, very nice.
Nice.
You will have to roll this manually. Unfortunately, when you use a macro like that, if you hero point it, it does not actually do the correct effect for a critical success. Most of the times, if you're using a basic action macro and you want to hero point it, it would be better to just manually subtract the hero point and use the macro again.
Oh, okay.
But no
Alright,
worries, go ahead and roll your 4d8 that he heals.
I think you're full, guys.
Awesome.
And,
I'm a little
see.
wounded as well.
Yeah, who would you like to heal, Ko, with yours if you were doing healing to refocus?
Oh, I ain't trained in healing.
Ah,
No, yeah, I said while he was refocusing, I was gonna treat
My
wounds.
apologies.
I'm just wounded one.
Still getting used to voices.
Oh, you
Yeah.
can't get rid of wounded.
You can.
Yeah, with a heal
if
check,
you
you can.
ever get a successful treat wounds against you, then you automatically lose wounded. Or
Oh.
if you are at
Oh,
full hit
yeah.
points for 10 minutes, then you lose wounded condition.
Gotcha.
So any successful treat wounds against Ko will remove his wounded condition as well, as it just did to Gaius.
Well, I will walk over and if somebody doesn't want to do treat wounds, I'll give you a fresh produce to top you off.
Rook, as you're taking a look around your
Sure.
home,
Is that your focus spell or no?
No, it's just an ability. I'll just
okay.
recast it again.
Yeah.
Lockthorn does not have focus spells.
You only get 2, unfortunately, because I rolled like crap.
Well, it puts me at full, but so while I
Oh,
wait 10
guys
minutes.
doesn't have the debuff for treat wounds.
I do. It's
Oh,
on
do
me.
you? Oh,
It's
okay. I
for
just
some
don't see
reason
it.
it's not showing his effects on his token like it is for others. In
Oh,
fact,
okay.
don't mind me, guys, blinding you for a moment. There you go. That's fixed.
Oh, there you
Ta-da. Rook, as you take a few minutes to look around your space for everything, you definitely notice signs of damage and destruction that looks like someone or some ones or some things, you're not sure what or who, has come through and sort of rummaged through the house and caused a little bit of mayhem on their way through. You do find your lucky chunk of cold iron that you picked up a while back and had just in hiding here. That did not seem to get found. Absolutely take that.
Yeah.
With your perception check, though, unfortunately, you don't find anything else really out of the ordinary around your home. There's no sign of your tribe.
As everyone's kind of, bandaging and healing as Rook finishes his search, he turns to everyone and shakes his head and says, "Something is wrong. Not even Gip would leave Rook's house untouched if Rook was away for too long. The tribe is not here."
Cyan peeks from outside since he's kind of watching the surroundings as they are healing inside. Rook, where do you think they'll go? If they weren't here, is there another place they would have hidden in?
Rook isn't sure. Half of tribe wanted to leave, half wanted to stay. It depends on which of the two won the argument, I suppose, but they're not here. We need to look for your other families. Maybe they will have seen tribe or at least be around.
Yeah, I'm kind of anxious. Gaius and my houses are just across the bridge.
We should
Rook,
go.
is this a back
I
door?
mean the dam, right?
Another room.
No, that's a back door.
Okay.
Would I be able to roll like tracking or something to see if there's any indication of his tribe leaving?
Sure, go ahead and give me a survival check to track. Absolutely.
This one public or?
Goodness gracious, I always forget if track is a secret role or not. I don't believe it is, so it can be public. Ugh.
Looks normal to me.
Yeah, you see
It totally
zero
went that way.
sign of any sort of like panicked exit or anything. It's a little hard with all of the destruction in town to sort of differentiate tracks from one another at this moment in time.
Has it been 10 minutes?
Since you finished refocusing?
Well, I can only use my berries every 10 minutes, and I want to eat another one and get the effect.
I believe it is each person can only... Yeah, so if you want another one. If you would like to... we can say another 10 minutes or so passed. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we just had to refocus and treat wounds.
Yeah.
So,
Rook, you should have one.
anybody want one? I can make them for everybody.
The Rook almost died once already. Rook is okay.
No berries for Rook.
Yeah, he's only down one.
I'm only down 3 at this point, so it's not a big deal. I just wanted to try to get a little bit more. Just it's one of those things since it's basically it costs me nothing but
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Who else lives on this side of town?
I don't. The farms are across the bridge, and he points.
You
I
guys
think
want
it's
me
only
to,
me, but
Hop us back to the Willowshore map. Welcome. The fog's bad everywhere.
Yeah, Lenko is on this side.
yeah.
Ko and Rook, could the two of you give me recall knowledge rolls, please? And actually, Cyan, because of your history, I will allow you to make that roll as well.
Got it. Which
Yeah,
roll?
just
Sorry.
click
Recall
this, right?
knowledge, please.
Awesome.
I don't think I had anything targeted.
Oh, did I have to
Nope.
target myself? I can't remember.
No, do not target yourself. It's always
Okay.
best to do recall knowledge if you're not targeting anything, unless
Okay.
you're specifically recalling knowledge against a certain creature. So, like, if you target just yourself, it'll only show me your society skill plus the number rolled. If you're not targeting anything, it will show me all of your skills that are
Gotcha.
potentially relevant. So that is what's always best to use. Cyan,
Yes.
you've ingratiated yourself enough with those from South Bank, especially in your quest to get the library up and running. You are well aware that Old Matsuki's estate is basically a fortress. It's got high walls around it as he is the leader of South Bank, and in a crisis such as this, a lot of people, if they were seeking cover, would probably head to his estate, which is this one over here, with the walls around it.
Yeah, from what I recall, in times of great crisis, Old Matsuki's house is kind of a place for refuge. Rock, your tribe mates might be there, as well as everyone else who's, I don't know, lucky enough to be alive.
Rook doesn't like walking around blind. If there's anybody there, we should seek answers.
What do the others think?
I mean, I'll go. There's we could cross the dam and see their houses, but it would be hard to go to the estate and back. It might be easier to go to the estate and then come back to the bridge if we want to get to the other.
Sorry, go ahead.
If we want to get to the other side of town.
I should also say that crossing the dam would be challenging at best.
This is a dam. It's not
yeah,
the bridge.
That's the dam. This over here is Dawnstep Bridge, which is the main pass between North Bank and South Ridge, or North Ridge and South Bank. Can't
yeah.
speak.
So Cyan would definitely know that's a dam.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah. You can. The dam's pretty much open at the moment. It could be closed if you know how to work the mechanism. That would lower the river to a lot lower, which would make like piloting a boat across the river easier, because you could always take a boat across the river. You could use the dam as an improvised bridge.
I don't trust my rolls tonight, guys.
It would be very challenging to fully balance across it without falling into the water, because it's got a lot of narrow spots and it's generally a pretty slick surface.
I guess I just got getting used to crossing the dam since I'm pretty. I'm good with that, but I don't know the others. Gaius, is that okay? We don't go there yet to your house.
Kurumori will speak up at this point. I think, given the extent of the carnage you've seen, it's likely everyone has probably fallen back to a central location. I think the Matsuki estate is our best bet.
What is this place like? In character, I would know, but
I know
Those
that
are
one.
the abandoned estates.
okay.
So yeah, those are the estates that used to belong to the lumber lords. They've been fully abandoned at this point, like picked clean. Most occasionally, they're used as like a rage room, or like some young kids will like dare people to go in as a challenge or do things within it.
But this place is also walled in, right?
That is still an abandoned estate. Yes, yeah. This
Okay,
whole
okay.
little area up here is those abandoned estates.
Gotcha.
Um,
Yeah, then I say we go to the old Matsuki's place.
okay.
We'll also
Alright.
pass by the bridge and we can see what the state of the Eternal Lantern is. I fear it's out.
That's a good idea too.
Right.
Maybe is it fed by oil usually?
The
Go ahead and
Eternal?
give me a recall
No.
knowledge roll to see what you remember about the Dawnstep Bridge, the Eternal Lantern specifically. Yeah.
I probably don't know.
Uh,
My guy's not smart.
Would I be able to roll on that as well?
Yeah, anyone who's a local here, aka everyone in the party, could roll this if they wanted to.
I better roll good on this one, man. I know the answer.
I have a penalty to my intelligence.
Oh, this is interesting.
Oh no!
We're gonna get
Don't
some
say
big
that as I
heck?
click the button.
Y'all, what are you doing?
We don't know anything about the Eternal Lantern.
Interestingly
sure,
enough,
bro.
there's a pretty even split amongst the party on your guys' beliefs.
Okay, which of us are the flat earthers?
Earth is disc.
Gaius, Ko, and Kuromori, you're fairly certain that the lantern itself was powered by blessings.
Okay.
Rook, Cyan, Buckthorn, it's an oil lantern. Powered by blessings is just local hogwash. You've seen people going out to relight it every now and then in the dead of night.
It's oil.
Of course, it's oil.
Well, in any case, we can still see if it's lit as we pass by.
I should specifically say, Gaius and Kuromori, you're fairly certain it's powered by specifically blessed copper coins.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do I have any on? No, it's just one gold coin.
That can be broken down into copper, but I'm fairly certain it's not blessed.
I feel like I'm playing Balderdash.
I want you guys as a group to know, specifically because of how wild that was, there were 3 nat 1s and 2 nat 20s across those recall knowledge rolls.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh, that's crazy.
It was insane.
I
like,
know
what
what
are y'all
mine
doing?
was.
Oh boy.
But we don't know whose is what yet.
Yep.
Nope. That's the fun part. I can continue lying to you all until next level.
Yes. Until
And I won't get
next
to lie
level.
to as many people.
Buck is not never claimed to be smart. I got, like I said, I have a -1 in my intelligence.
Oh, Ruck is starting to question his intelligence.
Alright.
So shall we?
Yes.
Do we do this like before, just like slowly drag our tokens, or?
Yep. You guys can begin moving yourself in the direction if you want to make your way towards the Dawnstep Bridge. Once more, I'm going to ask what exploration actions is everyone taking here?
Stealth.
Yeah,
Okay.
same for me. Avoiding notice.
All right.
I'm gonna be doing the one where I'm keeping a lookout.
Okay. Searching. Well, do you want to be seeking specifically to like make perception checks constantly, or do you want to be scouting, which gives everyone a bonus to their initiative rolls?
I'll be scouting.
Okay, sounds good.
I will be seeking.
Okay,
Kumari will be searching.
okay.
I will repeat detect magic.
Gaius, I wonder what you rolled.
Yep.
Could
Now
be anything.
I know now what my role was for the recall knowledge too.
The roll streak does not factor in recall knowledge rolls made.
Oh,
Yeah, that is kept separate from your roll streak.
that is convenient.
So it's called Scout is the one that lets me. I got to drag that into my sheet so that I can
Yes.
click it.
Yeah, Scout will give everyone a +2 to their initiative as long as they're using Perception for initiative, I believe. Should initiative be rolled right out of encounter mode like this.
How long is this walk taking?
If you guys are all doing exploration actions like this, it's about half speed to do that. And to get to the bridge is roughly 700 feet or so, and you're kind of walking through the entirety of Willowshore, taking a look over everything. As you get into the industrial district, seeing the more decrepit side as the damage has really taken hold in a more urban section of the town. It's definitely taking like 30-40 minutes at minimum to approach the bridge, so anyone who is eating berries can absolutely heal up to full as you progress.
Ooh, that's mostly what I was asking about.
I figured. I just gotta get my descriptions out.
Yeah, no, I got you. I just want my it's good to have. I have the most HP in the party. I just want to keep it topped up.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't tank as many hits as I wanted to that time. Positioning was awful.
So we see like signs of carnage everywhere, like blood that is everywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like on the walls and all that, but we don't see any bodies.
You see a few.
Oh, we do see a few bodies.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there are bodies. Oh no.
They
As
also
you guys-
killed by gremlins. Do you want to check?
if you guys wanted to stop and make some medicine checks to check, you absolutely could.
That might be worthwhile.
Yeah, we could.
Although, I kind of want to make good time. Because I'm down half my font right now.
I think we should make way over there to check for survivors. We can always come back and help these pass later.
At the moment, it is only a little after 11 in the morning. You guys have
Want to
been
cross the river?
up and about for about 5 hours now.
Yeah, that's fine with me. Yeah, we can take a quick peek at the lantern.
Okay.
Oh.
Those of you who are avoiding notice, go ahead and give me stealth rolls. And could the party specifically position themselves in the order they are traversing?
I'll be at the very back.
Okay.
I assume that since I'm scouting, I would be towards the front. That makes sense, correct?
Probably.
I'll be
Makes
towards
sense.
the front as well.
Yeah, I'll be near the front as well. Humori would be near the front.
Whoops, that was blind.
Avoid notice should be blind.
Sorry.
So that is perfect for you, Rook. Zion, if you would, please roll again blind.
Yep.
See, you say that's perfect, but I don't know which perfect like that means.
Isn't it so fun? I could mean anything.
There you go.
All right. As you guys make your way up towards the bridge, keeping back, are you guys on the road, keeping to like the tree line? I know some of you are avoiding notice, but how openly are you approaching?
I will be on the road. This is
Can-
Gaius.
Me too.
Yeah,
Kira
Buck
might
is
be on the
walking
road.
on the
Oh.
road.
Okay.
Yeah, the rook is kind of sticking to the sides, not really on the road itself.
Same with Sayan.
Okay. As you guys make your towards the bridge, you definitely notice some unfortunate sights. You see blood smears on the ground around the bridge. The Eternal Lantern off on the western side of it sits stone cold, currently extinguished. What looks to be an almost homemade throne of stolen and broken furniture sits at the edge of the bridge right next to the Eternal Lantern on it. A large humanoid figure with a single baleful eye sitting atop it, drinking from an entire pot in front of him, with more than half a dozen Jinkins around him, capering about, seemingly in a sort of celebration or party. It's like it's mimicking and mocking the death throes and reactions of people. It looks a little something like this, to give everyone an idea of what you're looking at.
One of those things.
The edge of the bridge.
The fun thing is that because I don't know much about Pathfinder, I have no idea what the fuck that is.
Neither
Isn't
do I,
that
actually.
great?
I don't know either.
In D&D, I would know exactly what every monster is, but I don't know what this is.
Forgot the name of it, but it's from Japanese.
Yes.
The Japanese or Chinese mythology.
I believe Japanese.
Yeah.
I will
The
say
one-eyed-
the token artwork for this creature is so much more disappointing than that artwork.
Oh. And how many Jinkins would you say we could spot?
Taking a minute to take a look at them, you think you can see around 8 or so in total.
And as far as I know, they haven't really paid attention to us.
They don't seem to have quite noticed you guys yet. I can give you guys a more accurate visual.
I
if you
also,
like.
since my armor is chainmail, it is a bit noisy.
Yep.
Clinks away. And
Yes.
would I be able to recall knowledge to see what that creature is?
Absolutely.
And it should show esoteric on there.
Ready for how silly his token artwork looks?
Oh, what?
So much worse. I hate it.
That's a lot less menacing.
Yep.
It just
It does look like
ruins
that he
the
has a
whole
diaper
thing.
on.
He's just a little drunk.
The artwork on the landing page is fantastic. His token artwork just makes me sad. Gaius.
Oh, I thought he was further on the bridge.
No, he is right at the edge of it. And this right here is the Eternal Lantern, for those of you wondering.
I think this would fall under more than we can chew.
I think I agree.
Gaius, you've got no clue what that creature is. That is not something you have seen or come across before.
Interesting.
Could I do the same? Recall knowledge? Yeah.
Absolutely. I will,
but
since we're
Kermit
not in a
will do it
combat
as well.
situation, I'll allow a single recall knowledge from everyone if they would like.
Yep.
Okay, I will try, but it will not be good.
In this instance, we can target him, right?
Yes, yeah, you can target him, since you are rolling against a specific creature.
Oh shoot, I did not do that.
No worries. If you don't, it does not matter. If you target a
He'll just-
specific
he'll just-
creature, it'll tell me, like, if you succeed without me having to look at the character sheet of the creature to know what the DC is. But in general, it will pretty much always just be objectively better to not be targeting anything. Let's see. Cyan, you're the only person that thinks you recognize what this creature is.
Right.
You've heard stories, especially with your recent focus on collecting knowledge and books and tomes to start a library. Folk tales always are a popular one, and stories of busos have come up on occasion. A sort of tree-dwelling folk with a massive desire to consume flesh. They are known to supplement their food with leaves and root crops, but from what you're aware, seem to harness innate powers over plants and their growth, especially. But their desire for meat is less for the flesh of beasts, and specifically a desire for the flesh of humanoids.
I relay all of that in hushed tones to everyone, and yeah, just say, so all in all, I think it likes, it's meat and it's vegetables, all in one.
Specifically, because of your uncle, you would know that, in stories at least, Buso's bodies directly reject non-humanoid meat. It gives them no nutritional value and will oftentimes leave them sickened from consuming it.
They do not like non-humanoid meat. They're quite allergic to it, almost, based on what my uncle tells me. Something to note.
Rook thinks we might be able to use that to our advantage, maybe.
Definitely. Though.
Chicken.
Yeah.
Chicken, fish or something.
Fish, chicken.
Or perhaps spiders.
Yeah.
I think we should Homer Simpson into the hedges now.
Well,
but yes.
Lorca is gonna scrape some of the dead spiders that he had on his feet from stomping on them before going into the into the house. No, Lorca's gonna look around and say, if it is in fact humans that they like, perhaps Lorca could trick this beast into eating something less tasty. Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Rook's gonna look around and say, now we just need something to feed it. Who doesn't need their hand?
Excuse me, Rock?
Unless you have something else.
I don't think this would be a good idea with how many little ones are near him.
Yeah, I think we should hide.
It's
Yeah.
a long way around to the fortress. But I do think it has merit to trick him to eating something. But I'm not giving you my hand.
Maybe we can find something elsewhere.
Rook is open to suggestions.
Agree. I don't think it's wise to do a head-on fight against it with all the Jinkins around.
How long do you guys think you would say you're staying here, sort of observing it and quietly conversing amongst yourselves?
As soon as I don't know what it is, I will start making my way towards the tree line.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I think we probably would have started moving and had like hush whispers as we were hiding.
I figured.
Yep. As
They
I
don't
was
seem to
explaining.
be paying attention to you guys at that distance.
Right. So yeah, I'm explaining and walking and hiding at the same time.
Yeah, I think we might have to cut through some of the fields to get there now.
Okay. As we pivot back to the shore map and you guys decide what you would like to do next, that's where we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. So everyone, feel free to stretch, stand up, get some water, do what you need, and I'll see you guys in about 4 to 5 minutes or so. Welcome back, everyone. So, taking a sort of cut through around the road at the edge of the bridge, staying a distance away so that these creatures don't notice you. Where would you like to head to next? Just continue making our way towards Matsuki's estate.
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
Especially now that it seems like for now that side of the
Mm-hmm.
town is kind of cut off from us.
Well, there's ways to get across.
Sure.
You could brave the dam.
We could get a boat
Yeah,
from
you
one
could
of
take
these
a boat,
docks.
either
Yeah.
over the river
Totally
itself or
swim
through,
while spirits
river.
are around.
Yeah. Hey, there's only a problem going into water if there's ghosts nearby.
Which there are.
And
Whoa.
the 8 practices are just superstition.
Look, we learned don't lean against walls. Yeah, absolutely applies.
I mean,
Kel
I
got crushed
suppose.
by it. He got crushed by a bookshelf.
I think I was on break at work. I was shooting fire out of my hands.
But yeah, I think we're proceeding to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is it really important to go back to your house in this?
at some point, but not. I don't think it's an immediate concern. I think it's bigger. I think it's more worth to reconnect with any survivors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're
The
probably on
biggest thing
Matsuki.
is that you guys all have those resources at your own houses.
Mhm.
So I know some of you have like healing potions, some of you have ghost charges that are good against spirits.
I mean, my shield is at my house
Yeah.
too. But that was a personal reason why, and it's like, ooh, it's kind of unfortunate that I chose that, but it makes sense why.
Right. So, it is not a bad idea to visit your houses specifically for those resources because they can absolutely help out. But that's
okay
part of
with
the
going
reason the player's guide asks you to put something in your house and then determine where on the map your house is because of this entire situation. It's a bit harder to necessarily get to your houses. How important is it to you to get those resources?
I'm okay with going to the fortress before my house. That's fine.
Okay.
Alright. Does anyone live close to the Old Matsuki house among you?
Just me.
Oh, yeah. Perhaps we can go to your house after Ko.
Yep.
All right. Gradually making our way town towards the ski estate. Say it takes close to 2.5 to 3 hours, especially going quietly. It's a much longer distance this time, and it's a bit more open. So those of you who are doing your best to sort of remain out of sight almost end up going through the fields themselves to avoid any potential Jinkins roaming about. Luckily, you don't really notice any. Aside from what you saw at the bridge and the spiders at Rook's house, for now at least, you don't come across any other creatures. However, the destruction of property, the blood, and the odd corpse here and there does still appear before you. But you guys can go ahead and move yourselves fully over to the Matsuki estate with that. Instant jumping a few thousand feet.
Instant transmission.
As you guys approach, it is a large estate. Realistically, the largest in the city, aside from the old lumber baron estates, owing to Old Matsuki's patriarch of the largest carpentry building in town. Carpentry guild in town, I suppose. I don't know what word I said. And also sort of the South Bank farmers spokesman and leader. He's a few weeks short of being 99 this year, so he's getting up there. But he is also, you guys are all pretty well aware, the only human left in town who has experienced the village's entire history in person. As you guys make your way towards the large front gates of the estate, you can see they are currently shut. And as you sort of approach through the fog, you hear a voice ring out from behind the gate. Hold! Who goes there?
It is a few survivors. Gaius is my name. Sure you recognize me. We're definitely not ghosts.
Buckthorn will pipe up. Yeah, we were the ones that were supposed to be the sacrifices for the festival.
Is make an impression on my character sheet, not the other one?
It would be under the exploration tab of the basic action macros, is make an impression. It does take about a minute of conversation before you can make an impression, though. It's not an immediate sort of thing,
Okay.
unless you have a feat that allows you to do it instantly.
No, I would like to do it once we
Sure.
start conversing here, though.
Absolutely.
How does he respond?
Mhm.
Well, I'm just curious. How does the guy respond when we
yes.
say that?
You guys hear some muttered whispering behind the gates for a moment, and you can see a shape sort of step up to the other side of the gate and sort of hold a piece of what looks to be cloth through. Take it. Prove you're real.
I'll reach out and grab it.
All right. So glad are we that you made it out alive. You see there's two guards there at this point who are in not really armor. It's more you see like a couple like pieces of wood that have just been sort of rapidly hung over their shoulders and tied with rope to make a very basic mockery of what armor would look like and protect the most vital areas it could protect. They do have spears, thankfully. It looks like they're not entirely unarmed, but they will both work together and open the iron gates for you guys to enter. How is everything out there?
Not good.
A mess.
Horrible.
You see all this red mist? That's not a good sign.
We see it. We've experienced it all morning. Thankfully,
We-
a number of refugees are here.
I guess we have news if, depending on how far people have come from. Not good news, but information is still useful, Buck says.
Most of the important figures, at least from South Bank, are here and should be in Matsuki's Hall at the moment, having a meeting. Make your way on in. I'm sure they'll be happy to hear what news you have.
Did anyone from the North Bank make it across?
I was gonna ask the same thing.
A few
Kuribari's
people
paying
who had
attention.
business here in the morning, but the attack came in the middle of the night, so no, we've had few to none people from Northridge. Yeah, it's mostly been the members of South Bank and just generally people who live on this side.
Are there any plans to get across and help?
I honestly am not sure. I certainly hope there is, but Matsuki and the elders are the ones making the plans, so you'd be best served to go speak to them, I suppose.
Alright, thanks for letting us in.
Are you aware of the gremlins in town? Have you seen
We're
them?
aware.
Okay.
Definitely aware.
Kumari sort of looks to the north and he says a prayer to Lord Tsukio to watch over his family as he suspects they're probably still on the north side.
Most likely, fortunately.
Would I be able to roll perception and see if I see like a Tengu at all?
Sure.
Would this one be blind or public? Blind GM roll or private GM roll?
Blind GM roll is what you should roll, please. You do not see Chuan anywhere. No.
All right.
I asked the guard, do you know if Yong made it here?
Young should be one of the ones meeting with Matsuki at the moment. She
We
was
should
the one who
probably-
actually provided us these spears, so we would be in much worse shape if not for her.
We should probably go to the meeting since they might want to know some of the stuff we've seen.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep, I'll head to the meeting.
All right. As you guys make your way into the estate itself, you can see that even though this attack seems to have only happened last night, it's been transformed pretty quickly. There's a number of people moving about. Even at a quick glance, there are a few dozen people that seem to be walking about here. Most of the rooms that you walk by seem to have been like cleared and converted into workshops, medical stations, sleeping quarters. So there's like a small forge that's been built, as well as mostly some of the carpenters that made it here are currently working on, you're not sure what projects. You see one that looks to be like sanding a large disc of wood into a vague shield-like shape. There's a couple people that have large amounts of medical supplies pulled out that are treating a variety of different injuries about them. But you guys more directly make your way towards the banquet hall, which there is no guard outside of, actually, so you guys just, it is up to you if you wanted to just directly head in or not.
I'll just walk right in.
I'm about to knock on the door when you do that. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I follow suit.
All right. Making your way in, you see Old Matsuki himself, currently sitting at the head of the table, and probably half a dozen or so other sort of important individuals. There is Yong Wushu of Eternal Blaze Ironworks. There is Kumsun Chon of the Willowshore Stables. There is the man, the myth himself, Cho Chung Hu, the miller, who was supposed
He
to bring you
survived.
breakfast.
Your breakfast, Rook.
He survived!
All right, campaign's over, guys.
Jin, the alchemist from Graveside Manors, and last but not least is Elizabeth Candora, the priestess of Pharasma at Lady of Souls, who are all seemingly giving some small reports when you guys enter, and they all turn to look at you as you walk in. And you instantly see some smiles, looks of relief. Cho looks really, really grateful, while also disappointed in himself is sort of the emotion you see on his face. Old Matsuki himself is the one who looks the most stoic and just sort of nods as you all walk in. Oh, it's good to see you all made it back alive. How is it out there? I assume you've got the most up-to-date
awful.
information.
Not the best, but Buck will put a best like he seems to still be positive no matter the situation. We came over the Due. We weren't where we were supposed to be when we woke up.
That's odd. Oh, I should also mention there's one more person I just didn't have art for, so I forgot about them being there. Zarg is there. The leader of the goblins is in the meeting as well. Please, from scratch, if you don't mind, share with us your experience thus far this morning. You've been out there, dare say, the longest and most recently, so the information you have should be the most important for what we can make use of at the moment.
I'll make my way to the table and start to relay information. It's not great out there. There are out of character. What were the name of the smaller goblins again?
Jinkins.
There are Jinkins wandering the streets. Some creature, I have no idea, with one eye.
But didn't Zayed call it a buso? Buck will pop up. We'll like,
Buso.
yeah.
Yes, that.
He seemed to be their leader.
The Guardian has walked away into the river.
Yes.
Yeah, we came over the bridge of the Due. I guess what's important to know maybe is the mist, the fog seems to go all the way across all the rivers. It was even in the clearing, all the way clear across the bridge over the Due, and Ugly Cute looks like it walked into the river.
And the Eternal Lantern is out.
Of oil.
Animals
Oil.
that shouldn't be able
Contis'
to
head
talk.
looks a little
or-
confused when you mention that.
It doesn't use oil.
It requires prayers.
Some animals are able to talk now
Yes.
and have a
animals.
desire to eat human flesh. It's been insects so far. Well,
We
spiders.
encountered a living guard at the tower.
Mayor, her name was. You might have.
Heirha.
Heirha. Might know her.
I do. Her husband made it here safely and has been taking refuge and helping out with attempting to craft some shields for people.
She would be relieved.
Oh. Alright, so let's organize this information. Make sure everything we know. Ugly Cute has gone missing. This blood-red fog extends far beyond Willowshore's own borders.
And with the fog, it seems.
Blood red is more accurate than you think.
Yes. It
We-
seems to be taking life from the dead.
We had our experiences with that earlier this morning. Those who were still getting patched up, we almost lost a few of them. And thankfully, he sort of nods at Elizeth and Yo. Thankfully, we had a few very skilled healers amongst us, and we managed to save everyone. And, of course, the monsters. And
I guess. Well, Buck will say. I guess what we didn't make clear though was the Buso and Jinkins seem to be holding the bridge. There's no easy way to get. I guess we could take a boat. We could try to take a boat across to see what's happening in Northridge, but they have secured the bridge. He set up like a throne with a bunch of Jinkins by the lantern on this side.
all right. Well,
I think it should also be noted, while we were outside the town, we found it difficult to heal.
They said they noticed that.
Yeah.
Did they?
That
Oh, okay.
problem sort of seemed to stop when the fog turned a fully blood red.
Oh, okay.
At that point, everyone's wounds started to heal just fine. It was
Out
about
of
an
character,
hour that it
was
lasted
the dam open the last time we saw it before we came back?
for. It was, yes.
Okay, so they did not open the dam or anything.
No, they did not.
Okay.
I guess the only other point I could think of, which was kind of weird, because I walk in the forest a lot, is not only are there the Jinkins and that one-eyed monster, but normal critters seem to be being driven to nasty ends by something in the fog. We had to fight off a couple of giant centipedes that attacked us as a group in the clearing when we first woke up, and they were talking, or at least maybe spirits were talking using them. And we fought some hordes of little spiders, and they were also talking.
Unfortunately, that isn't just insects that are being affected by whatever that is. A few pets of people have seemingly come under the same spell.
Well, that's not good.
No, it isn't. And Rook and Lenko, I know the two of you live down here, correct? Are the rest of you from the northern side of the river?
Yes,
Yes.
I'm across the street from, and then I'll point to the alchemist.
Mm-hmm.
And I live with my uncle, Dr. Dami from the northern side.
Well, the alchemist specifically, I should mention, Yoso Jin, works here at Graveside Manors, which is the old cemetery house.
Oh, was that not the alchemist shop that I was?
You are directly across from Second Best, which is... It is alchemy. It's like an alchemist, blacksmith, sort of jack of all trades. That is Huo Tianjie is the inventor who owns that shop.
Okay.
I like the story of why he named it that.
It's such a great story, very fun. Nice little inspiration to remind himself that he was not as hot shit as he thought he was.
Yep.
Okay, well, first things first, you all need rest. I don't see many injuries on you, but you all look exhausted, and I imagine you haven't had much a chance to take a break and eat something, have you?
We have not.
No, and take a look at Trojan. It's like,
Believe
Do
me, I'm
you
so
mind-
sorry. It hurt me quite a lot that I was not able to bring you all the breakfast you deserved this morning, but...
It's okay. If you had, we wouldn't have been there, and you'd likely be dead.
yeah, glad to see you safe.
Glad to see you all are safe as well. I'll treat you all to a meal if we get through this. How about that?
Blackthorn will pop up, or like kind of pop out in front and say, "Well, I'm not very hungry, but if there's anybody still hurt, I can help." And I'll just start making berries.
If you wouldn't mind spending some time and staying to help the injured, that would be greatly appreciated, but if you all are willing and have a mind for it, I would also ask that once you've had that chance to rest, you act as some of our agents in the field and help us solve this problem in town.
Yes, I would like to discuss that. Maybe if you can provide some aid for us to make it across, so that we can start getting aid to those still on the north. And then I'd like to make a request.
Okay.
I'll turn to the alchemist and maybe Eliza, if Do you have anything that can maybe help us, if you know anything about it? That Buso that is blocking the bridge?
Go ahead and give that diplomacy check. That did not need to be blind. Yuso Jin will speak up at this. In my experience, I have done some research into creatures of legend, and from what our scouts have told us, that Buso seems quite taken with its drink. I can't say poisons have ever been a specialty of mine, and she'll look at you, Cyan. But I know that Dr. Dami does keep one or two in his workspace for various situations. Perhaps if you could reach him, get your hands on it, some of them, then you could potentially trick the Buso into drinking the poison.
I guess we'll have to take a boat across the river.
It's blocking the way, the normal bridge. So to get to my uncle's place, we need to find a way around.
A boat would most definitely be the best decision, but I do worry for how close to the water you all will be. You could always try the dam, but if you're not confident in your own balance, I would not recommend it. It is quite a slippery sort of slope.
I don't know. I think boat's best.
Boat would probably be the best. But taking care of the Buso would be the best. Especially reclaiming the bridge, and that could be a route to relighting the lantern. I'm not sure how familiar you all are with tradition, but he gives a little bit of a look when he says that.
Do you have any copper coin that we could use?
You do know that legend, okay? Yes, we have copper coins we can give, and seeking out blessings from some shrines would definitely be the best way to hopefully relight the lantern. If the poem I know is to be believed, this weather, if we can relight the lantern, the weather will vanish. Or, hopefully, at least. The lantern this is the first time it's been extinguished in generations, so hopefully relighting it will bring an end to whatever this strange mist is.
Right. But before we all do this, how are things here in your home, Old Matsuki?
Things could always be better. I think anyone would say that.
Any attacks?
We've had a few make their way up to the gates, but we've managed to fend them off. Yong brought a few weapons she had worked on in the past when she came, so we haven't been undefended, and some of our people have been doing their best to craft at least makeshift armor.
Good.
Do you need anything from the forge, Yong?
Nothing that would really be able to be easily brought over here. I mean, if you're confident in bringing my anvil and tools and some scrap metal, then I could work on forging a few extra pieces of equipment for people. It's not going to be a quick process, though. But I also don't necessarily imagine that this is going to be a quickly resolved problem. So I can do my best if you can bring those tools over to me.
Well, I guess while you guys talk, I'm gonna go to the infirmary, and Buck kind of just like wanders off. He's gonna let them plan. He's not much of a planner. And do you?
I'll turn to Elizeth.
Mhm.
Have you heard of any reports about any undead attacking or raising?
A few people have had encounters with spirits, yes. Nothing too many, and thankfully, most of them kept the practices in mind, and if there's one blessing to be found amongst this whole thing, practices worked when dealing with spirits. So, should you find yourself facing them, do your best not to actively engage them in a fight, but be friendly with them, and there is, from what we have seen so far, a chance at least that they will not attack you in turn.
Be friendly how?
Greet them, just speak to them like a regular person would, I suppose. Just quite literally be friendly to them, however that manifests to you.
Right.
People have done a bunch of different things, offering food, offering a greeting, simply taking a moment to offer a moment of conversation to it, even when the spirits themselves couldn't speak back. The spirits typically left them alone when they did that.
Good to know. So they're not immediately hostile.
It does not seem so, no. There have been a few that... Well, we've seen the results of attacks from spirits, so we're not entirely sure the circumstances in which it happened.
Right. Thank you, Elizeth. Good to know.
Out of curiosity, how deep is Kaiba Creek?
The Siba River is
Siba, sorry.
roughly 30 feet deep, I believe. 40 feet deep. Actually, give me a moment to check. I have those notes somewhere. Am smart individual. Yeah, it's about 25, 30 feet deep at its deepest points. If the dam is lowered, that will end up lowering it to a depth of about 10 feet, making it easier to boat across.
We're so far from the dam now. I just was wondering if the creek was wadeable, the creek part of it.
No. I mean, like, you could swim through it, but you would not be able to wade through it.
Okay.
And of course, we just talked about the 8 practices. Come on.
We're wading, not swimming.
The entire
How
practice...
literal are this?
Well, the practice just says don't enter water if there's ghosts nearby.
Oh, I thought it said swim.
No, it is avoid entering bodies of water when a ghost is nearby, is that practice.
Got it.
Cyan's just gonna ask Old Matsuki. You've been around. Is this the first time that this has happened?
He nods pretty gravely. Yes. Willowshore has never seen anything like this before. We've had the occasional monster pop up, but this was almost an organized attack. From the few reports I've gotten from Northridge, it seems the majority of the monsters are currently concentrated in downtown, so even if we were to retake the bridge immediately, I would caution crossing it directly into downtown, as that is apparently where the majority of the monsters' leaders are.
But my house is there. No!
You made a bad choice. Sucks to be
Yeah. Cyan just shakes his head because his house is just there.
That's not quite downtown. Like downtown Willowshore that he's really warning you about is right here, is that area.
Okay,
And that's got like the barracks, the bathhouse, the governor's house,
My home.
Kuromori's home,
Kuromori's home.
an inn.
Oops.
Oh, I'm on the other side. Okay, that's right.
So
We're the family.
I will say
They're all
from
dead.
that, you guys would probably recognize that if the majority of monsters are concentrated downtown, you probably can't count on much help from the town guard since the barracks are downtown.
That's not. Alright. So we rest, and then
Best what
shall
you
we
need.
go?
And,
Sure.
What is the alchemist's name again?
the alchemist is Yosojin.
And that's the elf.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, the
Um,
elven herbalist.
Do you have anything that could maybe help us with dealing with any creatures, like anything that can spread, let's say, fire or something?
If you're looking for the more combative uses of alchemy, you'd be better served speaking with Tianjie from Second Best. My concoctions are focused more on remedies and providing healing, and we've already gone through just about everything I've managed to bring with me to the estate. So I have my tools
Understand.
and a few herbs, but I'm otherwise out mostly.
Where are her? Where's her shop?
Graveside Manors is right over here.
Oh, it's on this
The
side.
more I think about this, I think we know there are 50 survivors here, give or take.
Yeah, 50, 60
Shouldn't we?
or so.
I think we need to bring them more supplies since we know they're alive. And then go across the river as soon as we're done with that.
If you guys are looking to also get the copper coins blessed, potentially, there are a few general shrines you all are aware of. You've got a shrine to Abadar here, Abader, however you want to pronounce it. There's a shrine to Daikitsu over here, the 9-year shrine. Lady of Souls is a shrine to Pharasma. The trade office, way over to the northeast, has a pretty recently built shrine to Kofusachi at it. Those of you who worship Tsukio know that a shrine to Tsukio exists at Mother's Coil. And is there anyone else who worships a deity that I have not mentioned a shrine to?
I don't think mine counts.
Who's your deity?
I don't think I have one. I have a
Are
patron.
you the atheist?
I'm the atheist.
You're the atheist.
Yep.
Your patron is not a deity, Rook, so no.
And my chief deity does not have a shrine.
Buckthorn, who's your deity?
The Green Man that
The
I
Green
gave a
Man
name to.
does not have a shrine here in Willowshore, unfortunately.
Because holy leshies give a shit about Green Men. There's like 4 of us.
Yeah, I don't worship a particular god more than any other.
There
How-
are other shrines around town, but because you guys don't worship them, you guys wouldn't necessarily have an idea where they are. Right?
How
How-
many coins do we need to get blessed to turn the lantern back on?
According to legend, 3.
And they can all be
Three.
blessed by the same god, correct?
No. They'll all need to be blessed by a different one. Any of you who wants to, after this meeting is over, Old Matsuki offers to teach you the ritual to get the coins blessed at a shrine.
I will absolutely take that
Yeah.
course.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yep.
It's like a 10-minute little master class on how to ask for a blessing.
Okay, so I think visit
It
my
looks-
house, go to Abadar's shrine,
Yeah.
get a coin blessed. Maybe bring back supplies from the alchemy shop and the blacksmithy, so they have.
And then
stuff
we can
they
get it
do.
blessed by Pharasma there too, right?
Pharasma's shrine
it
is
right
the
here?
Souls, way over here.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's
Yeah,
the
not
wrong
even-
graveyard that I was looking at.
Yeah, Graveside Manors is sort of the old graveyard and cremation building. Lady of Souls is the modern graveyard. In
And
town.
then this is one, right?
Yep, that is the 9-year shrine to Daikitsu.
So there's 3 on this side of the river.
Whose priestess actually is here. I should say she's not necessarily in this meeting, but Ba Ming O is the priestess to Daikitsu.
Would I know that is the blessing coming from the shrine or the priest or priestess?
The deity is what is directly blessing it at the shrine. So the
with the
ritual
ritual we're about to
involves heading to the shrine and imploring the deity associated with it to bless the coin.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, sounds like a plan to do that.
Yeah, do you need to be... I'm not very familiar with this. Do you need to be a believer?
No. No. You can always use either religion or that specific deity's lore skill to invoke the blessing with this. You could also use, there's some alternate skills based off of that deity's teachings. So, like the Abater Shrine, you could do religion, Abater lore. You could also use society or Willowshore lore, since those are skills associated with Abater's teachings. Things like that. So when you get to a specific shrine, I'll let you guys know what the specific skills you can use are.
Yeah, so...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, logistically, it seems like Abader is the closest to us. Makes sense to go there.
Do they have a wagon capable of transporting an anvil here?
Unfortunately, no, not at the moment.
Okay, that seems like a bridge too far on that one then.
Yeah, if you guys wanted to bring that, that would be like a group, like people holding it together.
I think we should definitely go to the alchemy shop though to get her more supplies so she can make more healing potions for these people.
Yeah.
It's not far from the shrine.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
so
also not
shrine.
far from your house too, Cole, so we could also drop by.
Yeah, we'll see what's going on. What horrific bullshit is happening at my place.
I do have 2 other things I would ask of you if you're planning to make these journeys out and about. One, if you're going to be heading towards Lanco's house and Graveside Manors, if you find it in you to traverse a bit further to the lodges of the Silver Mist Hunters, if they're doing okay still, then asking them to get on, hopefully tracking down Ugly Cute might be beneficial. Most of the hunters have made their way.
Right here?
Yep, that is the first set of Silver Mist lodges. There's another 2 way over here.
I'm down to go. Anything that can help.
Most of the hunters made it here and have been helping bring people from the streets back to the manor, finding them, but I don't know if everyone made it out of the lodges, and so if you could check on them, if there's any that aren't doing anything at the moment, if you could ask them to begin looking for Ugly Cute, that would be appreciated.
And the second...
He takes a long drink from the cup in front of him, which you can see like 3 or 4 bottles of alcohol he's probably gone through in the span of just this morning now.
Man.
Bring me more liquor.
We have our differences, but I know Granny Who was at the trade office before this all went down, and very likely has taken refuge with a number of people there. She will likely have more information on the situation on Northridge. So making contact with her will be most likely beneficial to you all.
Yeah, it would be good to see her. Well, actually, I forgot. Buck's not there anymore. He went to help people. He's excited to learn about what happened in Northridge because that's where the other Leshies are.
So she's across the river. Where's the trade house?
Where's
The
the
trade office is way over here.
Oh my gosh. Alright.
At the
So-
far end of town.
So from like a logical perspective as residents of the town, this is me sort of asking out of character. Where so is this where the people of Northridge would have likely held up?
Most likely, since that is furthest away from downtown and is where like Granny Who's base of operations is. So it's sort of
Okay.
like South Bank people go to Matsuki's estate because he's the leader. He also has the biggest compound, but those of you who know Granny Who know that around her is probably the safest place to be in Willowshore. And so most people who could have would have likely headed to the trade office. Some people might have also held up at like Hand of Spring or Mother's Coil if they couldn't make it that far. The abandoned estates and the old tea house might have been good places also, but those are right in downtown, so if that's where the monsters are primarily conglomerating, that's a much bigger risk, sort of.
Yeah, definitely good to reach out to Granny Who.
At this point, would it just be beneficial to close the dam? Since we're gonna be out that way anyway.
Might make the boat crossing easier,
Okay.
but that's really all it would do, so leave it up to you if you'd rather open it or close it.
Okay. So I think we have an idea what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna
Right.
rest for the night.
Okay.
Take his course on
It
the
is-
ritual.
It is only about 4 in the afternoon by the time you guys finish up this meeting, so you guys can absolutely rest for the rest of the day and into the night if you would like. You can also, if there was something else you wanted to try and accomplish today, you could go take care of that.
I guess since I don't know, you guys have less resources than I do right now.
I have completely full resources because as a kineticist, I have no resources that I lose.
That's true.
Well, aren't you spatial?
Yeah, I'm not tired yet. So if anyone's game to go, at least have the coins blessed. I'm okay with that.
I'm down half my font. I only have 2 font spells left. And
We
that's
could
all
always-
my magical healing.
I can heal as well.
Yeah, I mean, we could always go like to do some of it, and then if we decide we're done, we'll just come back.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Getting
So-
all
Agree.
coins blessed tonight might be a bit much to get done today.
Yeah.
Unless you're like gonna go
But we can get
immediately.
Abadar's coin,
Mhm.
visit my house, and go see the silver guys if we have time.
Yeah. You guys
Let's
have
do
about-
that.
Stop at the alchemy shop on the way back to get supplies
Sure.
on the way. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, let's not waste a day.
True. All right. So to Abadar's shrine
Did
after
you
we
guys
learn how to do
want
the ritual.
do any sort of resting before you head out, like eat a meal, rest and relax for a bit?
Oh,
I
yeah.
just want to go.
Absolutely eat a meal.
Yeah, absolutely eat
Yeah.
something. Rook.
Yes.
Because it's like 4:30 when you get out of this meeting, almost, and it's gonna pretty much be the first time you've eaten all day.
Yeah, we'll definitely eat.
Yeah.
Buck will have been going around and feeding anybody who looked like they
It's-
needed fruit.
It's
But he
a-
doesn't. He didn't need to eat anyway, so he's not. He's been fine this whole time.
It's a lunch and learn while he teaches us the ritual.
To be fair, Buckthorn, there's absolutely no sunlight making it through the fog right now.
Well, I have to go 7 days before I
Yeah,
get hungry.
so you've got time, but
Yeah, it's not a good time. We need to solve this because it will start to be bad for me. But for the next week, I'm okay.
good to know we've got a week time limit to fix the weather. Otherwise, Buckthorn starves.
I
All
don't
the
know
veggies.
whether I can eat food or not. It's unclear.
I will leave
We
that
just
to
need to
your
level up
discretion.
high enough for someone to cast daylight, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
That'll
you
work.
do have Yuso Jin here. She might have the recipe to craft bottled sunlight.
That's what I would be. I have to imagine he has a mouth at least to drink water because he enjoys tea. So I think he could eat, but it's not as effective.
That's fair.
But for the next couple days at least, he's totally fine. So he was just trying to go around the estate while they're all in the meeting and stuff, trying to be helpful.
Sure. You guys take a little bit of time and eat a meal, speak with some of the other people who made it safely in.
Mhm.
Um,
And I don't see anyone from Kumori's family at all.
no,
I'm assuming. Yeah.
none of your family members or close friends are here at Matsuki's estate.
Which makes
Awesome.
sense because they're on Northridge.
Yeah, they're all north. Yeah, they're all Northridge.
Isn't it great? Most of you put your houses, families, and friends in the most dangerous part of the town.
Well,
I put them at ground zero.
Who was it
Especially
that said, like,
Kuromori.
who was it that said that like having a loving family in a horror campaign probably wasn't the right idea, but
That-
you were giving
that
me a lot
was-
of ammunition?
That was me, Kuromori.
well,
Put them in the worst possible place.
I didn't
But-
have to do anything.
Buckthorn will be bummed if all the other Leshies die, but he won't like. Leshies view death weird, so it won't be as big a deal for him.
Right, but we've got a Leshy named Mountain Summit Grass who's just MSG, and
Yeah.
that's such a good joke. I can't, in good conscience, kill him off before you guys get to meet him.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's the only one that I know the name of, so that I mentioned that in my
that's
backstory.
the
I
only
said-
one we care about. Let's be honest. I can kill the rest off
I
with
didn't-
no hesitation.
I didn't connect the name, so I'm like, why did they keep talking about seasoning? It's pretty weird.
Yeah, it's just easier to say MSG than Mountain Summit Grass.
Yeah. Most of the time in the source material, they are just referred to as MSG also.
They knew what they were doing.
Yep, they knew.
They do.
I guess after this rest, let us
Fuyo.
leave.
All right.
Yeah.
What's the ritual called? Do we add it to our?
The ritual you guys will be attempting is quite literally just invoking a shrine's blessing. It's not an actual ritual spell.
Oh,
it's
okay.
more of an exploration action that I've got the notes on. You don't have to worry
Okay.
about it.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
To Abadar's shrine.
Alright.
Praise be the cities.
You guys make your way out of Matsuki's estate at around 5:15. Who would like to give me their perception checks for seeking?
I will.
Fantastic.
I can do it too.
I wonder what you rolled. Could be anything.
I'm gonna do the scouting.
Okay.
I will be repeating detect magic over and over again
Sounds good.
and ignoring the mist.
Ignoring the mist. All right.
Yeah, still avoiding notice.
Same.
As you guys make your way about halfway down the road towards the shrine, Gaius and Kuromori, you begin to smell sort of metal in the air. Strangely enough, even though like you know the fog absorbed blood, you haven't really smelled blood in the air up until now. But
Right.
pretty soon now, as you guys are making your way down the main road, the smell of blood begins to permeate the air. And at this point, Ko, detect magic starts pinging.
Told, there's magic up ahead.
There's heavy
Oh.
scent of blood as well.
Alright. Yeah, let's prepare.
Would I be able to recall knowledge to see if there's a creature that either is metallic or just something with like the metal smell? If it's like blood specifically.
Sure.
Never actually cast detect magic in this game.
There are definitely monsters around Gaius. That you wouldn't just like begin smelling blood on its own. There are creatures waiting to ambush you, you're fairly certain that of either drawn blood or consumed blood recently.
There's something here with us, and I will draw my blade.
I could also
I will-
realistically assume that you guys pretty consistently have weapons out at this point.
Yep.
Since you guys know that monsters have infested the town and are expecting danger.
Yeah, I mean, so a technical thing for me is my hardwood armor. It's
Only
kind of
lasts for
silly.
10 minutes, yeah.
I'm just recasting it. Like, there's no reason not to. It's literally free.
Guys, what were you going to say?
Oh, if I'm just traveling, I'll put it away, kind of deal.
Okay.
You know, just realistically trying to. It's like, oh, I'm not going to carry this in my hand all the time. It's
I'm
like
trying to
5
make
pounds,
it easier
you
on
know?
you, but sure.
Yeah.
Make it harder. Alright, so you guys sort of form up, grab your weapons out if you need them.
Can I recall knowledge on the magic I'm feeling?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, it's this one here.
You are unfortunately a little bit uncertain, Ko, as to what exactly could be this specific magic.
Okay.
But you think there might be spirits in the area. You're not certain, but you think there might be some.
The magic could be coming from spirits in the area. Just be careful. Should we ambush them, since they're planning on ambushing us?
Counter the counter ambush.
I mean, I'm pretty sneaky, actually, comparative to Gaius.
I will loudly announce, how are you doing today?
Who is in the back of the group right now?
I'd probably be more. Kilmore would probably be more in the front.
Yeah, I'm in the front.
Yeah, Buckthorn's up with guys.
I'm probably towards the back, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, the closest people to the back would probably be me and Zion. Or Cyan, sorry.
So, Rook, are you more in the middle then?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Cyan, you hear a voice in your head. Play with me?
I ignore it and just tell the party in front of me, someone's talking to me in my head, I think. Do you hear it?
No.
Just me then.
No.
Alright.
Kimura was gonna say, Guy and Zian, when the fight starts, try to stay within 30 feet of me. I have a trick I can do. For dealing with spirits.
Alright.
I'll try and stay close. But we should move if he's hearing voices.
Yep. Definitely hearing.
Kuromori. As you're speaking back to them, asking them to remain within 30 feet of you, you begin to notice the ground underneath Cyan and Ko's feet change. You watch as slowly what looks like blood is just beginning to pool up out of the ground around their shoes and very slowly appears to almost be forming into fingers reaching out towards them.
I'll try to try not to tell him to watch out. If I can.
A reflex save from Cyan and Co, please.
Yeah. This should be my very good save. I will hero point that.
Go for it. Ooh.
Oof.
Just barely a failure, Cyan. I'm so sorry.
No problem.
As Kuromori called out, Ko, you managed to react quickly and sort of step out of the blood as it's pooling around your feet. Cyan, you react just a moment too late as...
Yeah, I'm
3
distracted by the
hands-
voice.
Yeah, 3 arms seemingly made entirely out of blood just wrap around your legs and hold you in place. You're currently immobilized by them. You don't take any damage or anything, you just can't move.
And this is something that everyone could see.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Absolutely.
Would I be able to recall knowledge of
Sure.
if it's what kind of thing this is?
Absolutely. Cyan, you hear in your head, join us down here. Play with us.
Yeah. Sure.
Can I attempt an escape?
Sure.
Is this public? I don't.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you should have the basic action macro for it.
Yep.
Kuromori.
Oh, damn.
Oh no, Sai.
I will hero point that.
Okay.
Oh man, say them all.
Kuromori, you're fairly certain there are recent spirits in the area that are essentially using their own blood that has soaked into the soil to grab at people. This is a haunt of some sort. You could potentially use diplomacy or occultism to try and settle the spirits down. You could also, you could tap into your religious training and try and bless the area such that the spirits can't manifest.
Yeah,
As you
I would
watch
definitely
Cyan
do
sort of
religion.
rip his legs out of the blood and quickly step out of the pool, and the hands kind of collapse back into the pool, and the pool of blood just begins spreading towards you all.
It's another hunt, just like Rook's house.
What should we do?
Are we going
I
to
did say to
in
talk
counter
to them.
mode for this?
Yeah. It's encounter / exploration. It's not really a dangerous haunt. It's not dealing any damage. It's more of just, how do you react to this?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would definitely use religion to try and basically tell the spirits to move on and.
Go for it. Here's a button.
I will talk
Diplomacy,
to it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's a diplomacy button for you. Kuromori, you failed.
I'm gonna
Pathetic.
use my. No, I'm gonna use a hero point.
Gaius on that 3 streak of 11s. I feel like this would be the apt time to bring up a funny rule I have recently implemented in some of my other games. Because of how infrequent it is, if you somehow manage to get a roll streak of 4 in a row, you will automatically go up to max hero points.
Oh,
Okay.
I like that rule.
That also applies to me as the GM, though. If I somehow manage to get a 4 streak, I will get 3 villain points in a row, which are a home rule I use for certain boss level enemies, where they will have just a single villain point reroll that they will regenerate on a nat 1 as well. And I
Okay.
will let you know at the beginning of a fight if an enemy has a villain point. Typically,
Okay.
sometimes I forget.
Right. My hero point got me at 25.
Yeah, Ko, Gaius, and Kuromori working together, Gaius and Ko, the two of you sort of begin speaking to the spirits, especially Gaius, since you started up with that nice greeting. You just sort of start talking at the spirits. They don't really talk back to you, but as you're talking to them, the blood, which has started sort of roiling with fingers, generating every few seconds before seeping back into the blood, begins to calm. And as Kuromori takes a minute to tap into his sort of divine wellspring and sort of pull out that magic and fill the area with a blessing of the moon, the blood eventually seeps back into the dirt and fades from existence. And all of you, as this happens, hear a voice in your head. Thanks for playing with us. Come back soon.
My pleasure.
They were certainly nice.
Rock does not want to come back soon.
Did like one of them just like T to it, just thumbs up as it fades away?
No.
Alright, is that...
Was that the ambush you sensed?
Do I still smell the blood?
At this point, no. The smell of blood has faded from the air.
That seems to have been it.
Okay.
Okay.
But I'll keep my blade out this time. I'm not gonna sheath it.
I mean, it wasn't so bad. Buck just looks around, still like unbothered.
Yeah, okay, you're not the one with blood hands on their feet.
Thankfully, Cyan, it did not leave any residue. You do not have like bloody handprints on your pants now.
Yeah, I'm just kind of a little bit tapping my legs and...
But you guys at this point will make it to the Shrine of Abater without any further hassle. Who would like to be the one to attempt a blessing?
I will turn to Ko. He seems to be knowledgeable about these kinds of things.
What?
Would you do the honors? Wait, aren't you out of character? Aren't you like the ritual guy too?
No.
Oh.
Not yet, anyway. If I go that direction.
Oh, I thought you were.
Might be Kuromori.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll turn to Koromori then.
Probably gonna be a religion check.
Pass
would
me
be
the-
my guess.
Pass me the copper coin.
With Abater, you guys could attempt religion or Abater's lore. You could also attempt society or Willowshore lore, since those are associated with his teachings.
I got a +7
He
religion.
is the height of civilization. Can I make tea, Lord? I'm
Now,
kidding.
the DCs vary from skills to skills sometimes.
Yes, they do.
So if someone, I kind of doubt anyone here has Abadar lore.
I do not.
There's at least one person that has Willowshore lore, I believe.
There's two of us.
I have it, but it's +3. My religion's much stronger.
There's 3 people with Willowshore lore. Hot dog.
Yeah, mine's garbage though. You don't want me making lore rolls because they're based off intelligence, and I have a -1.
You know of it. It's just sometimes you kind of forget things.
Yeah,
I'll use religion to try and bless the coin.
sure.
I have no more hero points, so hopefully I don't screw this up.
Here's hoping. This can be public.
Can I aid him? With like society? Or does that have to be the same roll?
I would allow an aid check on this. Yeah.
Would it be the same roll or
You could use society, since that is also a part of Abater's.
Well,
You
I
just
will-
mine by 1.
I will keep it though to get a hero.
hero point.
So you get a free hero point because you kept a nat 1. However, I believe a crit fail gives
Yeah.
a -1 circumstance
Oh,
penalty
no.
to the roll.
Oh, never.
Yep.
If there's a minus, I'll hero point it then.
Okay.
Oh wait,
I don't think you've
Let me-
had any.
I have one. I only used the one.
Right, because you kept
Yeah,
one in case he
he-
died.
Yeah,
Go
so I
ahead
can
and
right click this and reroll using hero
Yep,
point.
there you go.
Ugh. That's not a crit fail.
It says it's not a crit fail. It just doesn't do anything.
It
I never
might
said that
still be
wasn't a
crit
crit fail.
Yeah,
Oh, I
if
thought
the
aid
DC's
was
higher than
DC
16, it's a crit fail.
DC is typically 15 for aid, but
Oh.
I change it in certain circumstances.
Oh.
The good news is it was... Actually, you're using society. How mean do I want to be here? Is the question. Because here's my thought process, right? Using society does increase the DC to 17. So that would be a crit fail. The exact DC for the religion check is 15. So if I give Gaius the crit fail here, that causes Kuromori to fail.
Can the attempt be retried?
Not for 24 hours on a failure. So you don't suffer any ill effects for failing, but you cannot attempt to invoke a blessing at that specific shrine again for 24 hours. And I think that's what we're going to go with here.
Shouldn't have tried to help.
Yeah, you should not have.
You said some weird nonsense and distracted me at the wrong moment.
We're gonna
Wait,
keep
what?
the dice rolls as is.
Great, the great cities. They're fantastic. All right, Abador. Please.
You just called the wrong name.
It's
Abalor.
Abador.
God, Abadork. Jeez.
Yeah.
Did you just say his name wrong?
even
Oh.
I know that's the wrong name, Kuromori.
I don't think the
No,
blessing
it's
worked.
Gaius that said it wrong.
Yeah.
But I
Oh.
told you it was full of oil.
Kuromori, you're trying your best to focus and get the
Or it's
blessing.
just everyone's kind of babbling in the background.
You hear Gaius trying to help and pray alongside you, but as soon as he kind of slips over his own tongue and says Abadar's name wrong, everyone just piles in and starts dogging on him for it.
I think
And-
I think it's because this language is my second language.
That's true.
I kind of just fumbled the pronunciation, said something completely different.
Buck will just pipe up, say, maybe next time everybody should just leave the priest to do the work himself.
Right.
Now the option is grayed out with a countdown going down. So I
That's
guess
on
we're going to my
board.
house. Come on, guys.
Yeah, let's.
As you sort of lose concentration and do not feel any sort of warmth of a blessing upon it, you do realize pretty easily that it did not succeed. As you guys back off of the Abater Shrine and head towards Ko's house, that's where we're going to go ahead and end the session for tonight.
Ooh.
Thank you guys so much for playing. I very much hope you enjoyed today, and I look forward to seeing you all next week.
All right.
Have a good one.
All right.